it was affecting the way I communicated. It was affecting the way I wasn't able to bring the best version of me forward. I guess what you would call maybe an epiphany, a realization. It was like somebody had put up a false image of me, of what they see of me, and said, this is who you are. I recently shared on the Clock app how I overcome anxiety at the workplace and imposter syndrome, and I guess I want to regurgitate that message over here as well. I might repost it as a short. Hello, my name is LahLah. Welcome to LahLah Land. Obviously, this is very much a diary entry in a video format, but if you are watching, please do like, and some back and forth would be great. People will talk about imposter syndrome or like things to do with like your mental state and just say get over it, like just snap out of it. And I share that it may or may not be a snap out of it situation, and there are actions that you can take to overcome these feelings. So let's share a little bit about my experience. So throughout the first 12 months, I would say in my first year, having transitioned into a new role, I experienced a lot of anxiety in the workplace, imposter syndrome, and it was affecting the way I communicated. It was affecting the way I wasn't able to bring the best version of me forward, and it was showing. And I think even when you watch back to some of the earlier videos that were pre-recorded, might I add, but I only posted them as of when I felt comfortable, you can tell in, I guess, my manner, the way I speak, and I guess also watch it because I have been on this platform for quite a while. When you watch back, you're like, oh, there's something definitely different. I couldn't shake it off, and there was something that happened whereby information was fed to me that I wasn't communicating well. It struck me because that is probably one of my strengths. I communicate all the time. I'm all over Beyonce's internet communicating. So how is it that my communication isn't coming across well? They mentioned, some of my strengths, but this seemed to have come up as an issue of improvement. And I was so perturbed because this isn't me. Whatever was affecting me, be it the anxiety in the workplace, imposter syndrome, whatever it was just affecting the way I show up. So I literally had, from that moment, I had a snap out of it. It was, I guess, what you would call maybe an epiphany, a realization. So when this information was fed back to me that I wasn't communicating well, it was like somebody was pulling up a false image of me. It was like somebody had pulled up a picture, put it in front of me and said, this is who you are. And I was like, that's not me. It's almost like throughout the full 12 months of me, being in this space, I stopped looking in the mirror. I stopped seeing who I was. I stopped showing up as the person that I am. For that reason, because I stopped looking in the mirror, obviously I'm giving an analogy, people were no longer seeing me in my true light. So when this false image is pulled up and they're like, oh, you can't communicate well, I'm like, no, that's not who I am. So that was definitely my snap out of it moment. And then I started looking in the mirror again, essentially. And so what I'm saying to, if I could speak to the me of last year, I would say, keep looking in the mirror, keep speaking to yourself, keep giving yourself words of affirmation. I might actually put in that clip of me because I feel like I explained it better on TikTok. Throughout the whole of last year, I was dealing with imposter syndrome, and it was coupled with anxiety. The anxiety part, I genuinely feel like it came from tragic loss. I lost my mum maybe 6 years ago now, but I think the lifestyle changes that I made and then coming into like a new work environment, there may have been things that triggered my emotions. That's what I'm saying, right? We still navigating that, but I'm over that for the most part, definitely this year. And I will explain what actually happened. In the field that I work in, I think it's really common to feel imposter syndrome. So that was one way I navigated it, because speaking to other people and hearing similar experiences, I'm realizing, okay, I'm not alone. However, people will say just snap out of it. And it's not as easy as that, but maybe it is, because now I'm going to sound like an absolute knob. I literally had an epiphany. So imagine getting a performance review and somebody telling you that you're not able to communicate communicate. Meanwhile, communication is your strength. How are you going to tell me this is my weakness when I know the person that I am? Communication is my strength. So I realized that all of these feelings I was having in my head was affecting the being that I am, the way I am performing. In my entire life, I've never been told that I'm a poor communicator. I've never been told that people don't understand what I'm saying. How? Or when somebody has informed me that I'm very expressive and they like the way I can communicate, say my emotions, for example, how then am I a poor communicator? I guess my mental state had knocked my confidence down, and I guess I was showing up in the world as a different version of myself, not as the best version of myself, not as a true version of myself. And it got me, I was angry. I was like, the devil is a liar. How are you finna tell me that I can't communicate when that is my... So I literally, it was like a snap out of it moment. Like, this is not, people are now thinking you are somebody that you are not. I can only describe it as, and I'm giving an analogy, I hope it's a clear analogy, but it's like I had stopped looking in the mirror throughout the whole of it last year. Whatever was doing me had stopped me from looking in the mirror, and I was not, you know, have you ever done like affirmations, and you talk to yourself in the mirror and you tell yourself how great you are, you tell yourself how amazing you are, and not only that, you're looking at your reflection, you can recognize your features, you know the person you are. Nobody can now put up another picture of you and say this is you, but you've looked in the mirror, you've been looking in the mirror. So if somebody pulls up a false picture and says this is you, you're like, no, that's not me. That's exactly what happened in my case. The whole of last year, for whatever reason, I was not looking in the mirror. And this is an analogy. I was actually looking in the mirror, I was getting dressed, but what I'm saying, I was not looking in the mirror, knowing the person that I am. And then one day somebody now pulls up a picture of me and says, this is who you are, this is who we see. And I'm like, huh? The heck? That's not me. So that was the snap out of it moment for me. So I guess I understand why people may say snap out of it, because it was a snap out of it moment for me. So pretty much ever since then, I've been fine. I've not felt like I don't deserve to be here, especially having really had a good talk with myself and said, look, you've worked really hard to get to where you are. Yes, this is a very new and different environment for you, but you deserve to be here just like the next person, or, you know, whoever it is. And I guess that's a message to myself and anybody else watching, that when you find yourself in spaces that you're not maybe totally familiar with or comfortable with, you may feel like you're out of your comfort zone, you may have to give yourself a pep talk, and keep giving yourself a pep talk, keep giving yourself words of affirmation, keep saying the right things, keep reading the right words. If it is whatever it is that gives you comfort, do that until you are comfortable sitting in that. There are very much instances and workspaces and environments where you can fake it until you make it. And if you can do that, literally fake it until you make it. I think in certain roles you can't, because your knowledge will be picked apart. And I think that the position that I find myself in, you might be able to fake it to a certain extent, but when you're asked to do something, asked to perform something, your knowledge will be picked apart, and if you don't know, it will show. As much as you are giving yourself words of affirmation and giving yourself pep talks, continue to study, continue to be a student of your work, and continue to be a student of your craftsmanship, continue to see the ever-changing environment. Only thing constant in this world is change. So continue to be studious in the environment that you find yourself in, and always be prepared for change. Don't get too comfortable. And that's all I have to share for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying this journey that I'm going on and that I'm sharing, please do subscribe if you haven't done already, if this is the first time you're seeing me. Anyway, until the next one,